All right, welcome back, guys. Today we are going to talk about how to SHI HOU. SHI HOU, SHI HOU, SHI HOU. This is 100% my opinion and just how I've been using him this season, but I've really been enjoying it. So let's talk about it. So here is the build. Swift broken. Pretty fast. I mean, those are some of my fastest runes. And he's on, what, 99% crit? So almost 100% crit. A little more would be better. But that's okay. So he's at 318. Tons and tons of attack. Pretty good HP, decent defense, but no crit damage. So he's not doing any damage with crit damage. All the attack is super helpful in that it allows me to use artifacts. That one's only 5% attack. That one's 11% attack. This one's got a lot going on. It's got 11% attack, accuracy on 3, 12%, crit damage on 3, and additional damage by speed. I think that's about as good as it gets. For artifacts for him. Like, it kind of does everything he wants pretty well and pretty efficient. So I'm really happy with that one. But what's the plan? So he's pretty niche, but when you get him in the right niche, he's excellent. So I thought I'd show you some of my replays. I've got one that is like a good spot for him and one that's a bad spot for him. Let's see. I think this is the bad spot. Yeah. All right, let's watch this one. So 100% disclaimer, like, I know I've got crazy LDs and they influence the way I play and the way I draft and the way I rune in ways that other people without those options can't use or can't deal with. So the SHI HOU here is not as effective in drafts that don't have the LD threats, right? But that's how I do it. So, you know, full disclaimer. So how I like to play him is I run his skill 3 immediately. He's on Swift. His job is to get invincible and get immune ASAP. This draft I'm fighting him into seems like a great spot for him because it's triple fire, but I do lose, and he lets him through, which I kind of didn't think he'd let him through, but he's confident in his ability to get a kill, and, you know, probably a good call by him because I definitely don't win this one. So I thought I'd get enough bar off of that Molong to get another turn. If I had taken the speed lead on Han would have gotten a turn, but didn't. This is where the SHI HOU suffers, you know, getting controlled and stripped. If you can get stripped, you're in big trouble. If you can't get stripped, you're in really good shape. So he's smart to go right after the SHI HOU. I thought it was okay there with the buff, right? Nothing on the stuns, which is a bit of a bummer. Probably due to my accuracy, right? So that might be a way to improve him. Get a little more ac on him. Like, if he lands that, is he in a better shape than if he has 10% more crit? Probably. So there's little bits of runing issues that I think could be perfected. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the way he functions in my draft. I went super greed on Diana, and that probably cost me heavily. I got the kill, but, you know, there's no Nana here. I can't go full YOLO with my Diana if there's no Nana. If there's a Nana, I can do it, but if not, not a good call. So we lose that one. It's just Yanhong versus the world. But then let's look at one where he functions really well. So that would be, I think, this most recent one. Yeah, I think is that the one? No, it's this one. This one's crazy. So the way this plays out, I definitely had some sort of issue with my draft, but SHI HOU completely saved me and carried me, basically. So I've just been drafting this basic kind of 4. It just works really well together, and the 5th can be a flex, whatever you want. And I kind of get most of this most of the time. I picked Diana really fast, or early, I guess is more accurate, and people can't really deal with him. So I banned his only stripper. So SHI HOU goes invincible, and nothing can touch him. Like, they get 1 turn per round, like per 3 rounds, where they can even hit him. So hopefully my guys can kind of carry it, but he just has to survive once every 3 rounds every so often. And the revenge doesn't hurt him because he's immune. He gets the nice kill there, gets the stun. He's, in my mind, when I was playing this match, I'm like, man, he's getting everything. He got the extra turn. There's the SHI HOU again, just throwing it at the fire unit. And then Diana's going to go all in on the monkey just to sort of soften him up. The Wusa may have been a better target because, you know, I got to think about, and I got procced on by the Antares. I got to think about what can SHI HOU stun to help cycle, and things with immunity you can't stun. So I maybe should have gone after the Wusa. He gets a double stun off the Antares. So I'm getting RNG murdered, right? He gets the big hit on the SHI HOU, the one time SHI HOU's vulnerable, but now SHI HOU is no longer vulnerable. So he has to go on other stuff. Yanhong brings him back. And then we get 1 stun. Not bad. It's on the win unit, which is kind of good. Nice little proc. I mean, nice proc by him. Then he's got immunity back up. This is SHI HOU's 1 turn. But he's tried to sleep it, which makes sense. But had he slept it, it would have been done. Nice little revenge there. And then SHI HOU's killing this dude. He's great counter for Douglas, because if you build him with more attack than Douglas can have, because the Douglases generally are on crit damage. They're trying to do a ton of damage. They're usually pretty paper. But you build him on attack, you overwhelm the Douglas, and he doesn't get all his shenanigans. So he's pretty easy kill for Douglas if you let him through. So at this point, I'm like, the only thing that's a problem is the Wusa, because I need that immunity to be gone so I can help cycle. I don't really care about the Antares. He's not a problem. Like, he's not gonna solo the SHI HOU, so I'll be fine. So I keep working on the Wusa. There's my empty turn, but I'm fast enough that I cycle through it without him getting a turn, which against this Bruiser team makes total sense. And now he's in a bit of a bind, because where's he getting his turns from? You know, we get the stun there. We're just out cycling him, and so we're always going to have invincibility immunity. And this is a wind monkey, you know, a pretty premier wind unit, and SHI HOU just shrugs him off because he's too fast. He's too fast, and you can't hit him, you know. So I was pretty happy with that one. All right, this was not a SHI HOU draft. What was this one? That was the one I showed you guys. Yeah. I've been drafting him quite a bit. Let's see if I can find one more, just to make a nice 3. Maybe I haven't been drafting him that much. I think he's 4-1 so far, I think. Here's the draft. I have no memory of this match, so I might have already shown it. I don't know. But I think I'm 4-1 with him. Nana's always my first pick. He's just too good for my comp. And you take him away from the opponent, and it kind of kills bruisers. Like, I want to fight bruisers more than I want to fight pretty much anything, because I feel like I match up really well with bruisers. Against AoE control, I have some counters, but I feel like that's a better chance for them to win. But bruisers, like, I'm all about bruisers. Let's go. Okay, so we get the skill off. We're invincible. I don't see any strips. I guess Molong was a strip, but other than that, I don't really see anything. Cools down the Han. Throws more stuff to the Han. Han's dead once, but he's back. And we're just going to push. I fight Wusas all the time. I never draft Wusa. I have him. He's built. I've drafted him like 4 times all season. I just have no, I don't want him. I want to fight him. I know how to fight him. And I feel like other people know how to fight him when I pick him better than I can play him when I pick him. I'd rather just fight him. So he gets the kill there on the Han. Big hit. Yep. SHI HOU's vulnerable. Can Diana sneak in there and get something done? We're at the point where we have to take calculated risks because we're behind. But if Diana can get through without getting stunned from the Antares, we go way ahead because we pick up the Nana stack, right? So that was, I think, huge, not a pretty good size risk, but the reward potential is so high that you have to take it. And then look, we've already got 2 stuns, so that's great. If I can cycle through to turn 2, or skill 2. But SHI HOU kind of eats it a little bit there. The Molong gets it done with the stun. I went greed on the Antares. You saw me do the same thing before. That didn't pay off. This one did. With a Nana, it's not a bad idea to go all in into anything that's defense broken. Like, even if it's Diana. Like, just do it. That's what Nana's for. She's there to make your poor decisions look smart. And you just don't have to be as careful, I guess. And the other person playing you should know that they're not playing as careful an opponent, and take that into consideration, you know? So that was a win. Not really SHI HOU doing much, but still pretty good. So anyway, that is my perspective on how to SHI HOU. Pretty short, sweet. The reason why I picked Swift over Violent is he'll Violent out of his immunity, and those turns he takes that he's not immune or invincible, I think you want to minimize those. So I think Despair wouldn't be horrible because it kind of it goes well with his cycling on his skill 2, because if he can stun from the skill 2 and plus Despair from the skill 2, he might cycle better, but the Despair does overlap his natural stun, so it might not be full value. So I went Swift so that he can be as immune as possible turn 1. So I need to play him not against strips, against lots of fire, and against all the Douglases. So anyway, if anybody's got something else going on with the SHI HOU, let me know. I'd be curious to see your builds and what you're up to. So I will catch you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.